What up, Space Fam? Goes in here for AnimeUproar, and today we're going to be talking about Askeladd, the Mad Lad himself. Askeladd is one of my favorite characters in anime, and for me, he was the best anime character of 2019. That's why I'm very excited to make this video about him. If you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you won't know when future videos come out. Warning, there will be anime spoilers in this video, but no manga spoilers. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. When we are first introduced to him in the anime, Askeladd is 33 years old, and he's the leader of a mercenary band of Vikings. Floki, the commander of the Joms Vikings, an organized and well-disciplined military unit of Vikings, comes to speak with him. Even though Floki is a commander of arguably the strongest unit of Viking warriors and working directly under the king, he stands while addressing Askeladd, who is sitting down and resting his feet on the table. If we're looking at their body language, even though Floki is supposed to be the more powerful one, Askeladd looks like he's the one calling the shots. Clearly, this guy is set up as someone special. Askeladd doesn't give a fuck, and Floki goes with it. When Floki finally sits down, he's leaning in, while Askeladd is leaning back on his chair. Usually the person leaning in during social interactions is the person who cares more, the person of quote-unquote lower status. Again, even though Askeladd is supposed to be of a weaker rank, he behaves as if he is of a higher status than Floki. Then, Floki tells Askeladd that he wants him to kill Thors, the troll of Jom. Thors is considered to be the strongest, bravest, and most well-known warrior in the Viking world. Askeladd goes on to smile and say that he'll accept the job, but he tells Floki that if he wants one of his former Vikings dead, it should be one of their own who kills him. Interestingly enough, the leader of the mercenary band of Vikings appears more honorable here than the king's commander, who is working in the shadows to kill one of his own. A spear comes in during the negotiation, and Askeladd is calm, while Floki is caught off guard. Askeladd uses this interruption to get the terms and payment he wants, and Floki agrees. Only later is it shown that this spear wasn't an accident and Bjorn threw it to purposely kill one of Floki's men who was hiding behind the tapestry on the wall. Floki planned to catch Askeladd off guard and gain the upper hand on him, but Askeladd saw through it and got his own way. He maintained the upper hand throughout the negotiation. So right away, Askeladd is set up as an interesting character. He's calm, cool, and collected in high-stakes situations. He's strategic and always a step or more ahead of his opponent. And he gets his way. He's not afraid of the king or the strongest Viking in existence. He's a mercenary and says he's willing to do anything for a payment, but at the same time, he knows about honor and knows that what Floki and his professional military unit are doing is disgraceful. In short, it's difficult not to respect this guy right off the bat. Askeladd goes on to do the impossible. He actually finds a way to kill the superhuman Thors, who is the One-Punch Man of Vikings. Although Askeladd manages to get a hit on Thors and even break his sword, Thors is just too strong and skilled. Thors takes Askeladd's sword and holds it to his neck. Askeladd, calm as a cucumber, says, "What's wrong? Kill me." He's ready to die, and you can't help but respect that. Because Thors doesn't take the opportunity to kill Askeladd, Bjorn captures Thorfinn and the tables turn. Askeladd takes advantage of this and makes it seem like everything is going according to his plan. Thors points out that Askeladd broke the rules of a duel, but Askeladd simply says, and I quote, "Who cares?" End quote. He's not after honor, he's after Thor's head. He gives the signal, and the archers shoot the legend Thors. Even though Askeladd cheated and killed our protagonist's dad, he does keep his word when it comes to redrawing his troops. Even when a young man from Thors' group attacks Askeladd, he doesn't kill him. He just punches him and praises Thors, showing that he respects the legend and probably feels bad that he had to use such unhonorable means to win. Later, when they're sailing, they find out that Thorfinn sneaked aboard one of the ships. His man suggests throwing Thorfinn overboard, but Askeladd says, and I quote, "Leave him. He will die soon anyway," end quote. Of course, he doesn't die though, and Askeladd keeps him close to himself. Now, we're given plenty of reasons to hate Askeladd. He's a mercenary who will break the rules for money. He killed our protagonist's father, who was a good and virtuous man, and so on. There's no shortage of reasons to dislike Askeladd. Yet, by the end of the first season, I not only don't dislike him, he's one of my favorite characters in anime. And one of the reasons for this is because he is complex. He does disgraceful things, but he has his own moral code. And he often doesn't do bad things even when he could totally get away with it. He's not completely self-interested. Obviously, if he wanted to prioritize his own survival, then he would kill the kid whose life mission is to kill him, but he doesn't. Granted, he uses him for his own purposes for a while, but in the end, you could say he took him under his wing and tried to teach him how to be a true warrior over the course of 11 years. There were many times when another man would have killed Thorfinn, but Askeladd wanted Thor's son to outlive him. Up to the last episode, you could have potentially made the argument that Askeladd did everything for selfish reasons, but this argument wouldn't hold after episode 24. The king asks Askeladd to make a decision. He could save Wales, the country he loves, or Canute, the king's younger son, one or the other. Askeladd could keep his life and betray Canute, or climb the ranks while forgetting about Wales. But in a beautiful stroke of Askeladd's signature outside of the box thinking, Askeladd finds a way to save both. It means sacrificing his own life, but he is willing to do it. He slices off the king's head, a moment that had me on the edge of my seat like nothing else I watched this year, in and outside of anime. Askeladd acted like a madman so that Canute could kill him and inherit the throne, knowing that Canute wouldn't wage war against Wales. When Thorfinn tries to help him out of the situation, Askeladd tells him to stay back. He wants Canute to kill him so that things go according to plan, but he also doesn't want Thorfinn to die. Later, he even offers to give his life to Thorfinn. On the verge of death, he invites Thorfinn to finish him off. He tells Thorfinn to move forward and to not stay stuck in a damn boring place like this forever. He tells him to go far forward and to go beyond the world where Thor's went. He tells him to become a true warrior, and then Askeladd dies. He must have killed many people in his life, many of who didn't deserve to die. He had a lot of problems, to be sure. He was far from a saint. However, what's interesting is the gray area. He did do bad things, inexcusable things, but he did good things too. He broke certain codes of honor, but he had his own code that he followed. He tried to help Canute, Wales, and Thorfinn, and was even willing to sacrifice his own life to do it. He killed our protagonist's virtuous father in a disgraceful manner, but he also raised our protagonist and tried to teach him how to be a true warrior in his own way. Obviously, there are many aspects that were problematic in Askeladd that no one should try to emulate, but there were also respectable aspects. He was calm and maintained his composure in the face of fear, and even bravely embraced death when his time came. He used his mind and strategized. He always tried to think ahead of his opponent and outside of the box. He had his own code of principles and lived by them, so that even Thorkel respected him and kept him alive when he eventually caught up with him. Thor stood out in the series as an especially good man, but he was also 39 years old when he died. He wasn't born being the virtuous man he was when he died. In fact, he left the Vikings because he had a problem with how he'd been living. He evolved and changed. Similarly, Askeladd can be said to have evolved and changed over the 11 years between Thor's death and his own. Good characters, like real-life people, are constantly changing and evolving. Although he was no Thor's, Askeladd died an honorable death in his own right. They both died for something bigger than themselves. Thor's died to protect his son and village, and Askeladd died to protect Wales, Canute, and Thorfinn too. By dying, Askeladd finally released Thorfinn from the mental hell of living only for revenge at the expense of all other things. In the world of Vinland Saga, almost all of the Vikings are messed up, but Askeladd stood out because he was wise, brave, disciplined, and faithfully followed his own sense of justice. Sure, compared to saints, Askeladd would look really bad, but compared to the majority of men around him who would betray anyone and any belief to save their own lives, he looked pretty damn admirable. And for all of these reasons, this complicated badass will go down as my favorite anime character of 2019, and even as one of my favorite characters of all time. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Askeladd as a character, and let me know who is your favorite anime character of 2019. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. For more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell so you'll actually get notified when future videos come out. Let me know what other videos you would like to see in the comments below. For more awesome anime content and updates on new seasons, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. You can now also find all of our videos in podcast form on Spotify and Apple Music, so definitely check that out, link in the description. A special thank you goes out to our patrons over on Patreon who help us survive YouTube issues and who help make videos like this one possible. I especially want to thank our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, $50 Beat, Anatoly Kazatsky, Alpha Dio, Angel Cruz, and Team Sparky65. And are the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Steven Ingrata, Alola Natem, MattyMac239, Makoto-kun, The World, Steelers, Tyson Quirino, and the school bus. Thank you all so much. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime, life, and of course, dank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also now join the YouTube channel and support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Until next time, see you, Space Cowboy.